Why, hello, Internet! My name is Prunk, and today is episode 2 of Rewriting Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess that's what I'm calling it now. If you did not see episode 1, then please go back and watch it. Otherwise, this episode may not make sense to you. And anyway, let's just get rolling. We begin our story here in Domino High. The gang is in class when a new student is introduced by the teacher, a boy named Bakura, and around his neck hangs a strange object. Yugi immediately notices it. After all, it looks eerily similar to his own Millennium Puzzle. But Bakura is introduced as an exchange student from London, and after a polite introduction, he takes a seat next to Yugi. And it's here where Yugi just can't help to think to himself. His curiosity overall gets the better of him. I've never seen another item like mine. Grandpa's never mentioned anything about that. Uh, Bakura, that ring around your neck. Um, where'd you get that? Bakura kind of smiles and offers the polite explanation that his grandfather was an archaeologist who discovered it in Egypt. He tells Yugi about the ring and how it was passed down to him after his grandfather's death. He wears it now to just remember him by. Yugi kind of nodding at this and a little touched by the story, admits that he wears his own puzzle and reveals it to Bakura. Bakura's eyes kind of open up wide where he's never seen another Millennium item. They're obviously rare and they're ancient. So it is strange that another student right here in this very same class has something so familiar. He smiles and he's like, "This is quite amazing. I've heard that there were other relics. How did you get yours?" And Yugi explains that his grandfather, is also an archaeologist and found the Millennium Puzzle. After a few moments of chit chat, the teacher's patience kind of runs out. All right, students, I know it's exciting to have a new student, but we have a strict deadline here. Grab your books, open up to page 30. Yugi is pretty excited to meet another student, let alone another person that has a Millennium item. He's never seen another one. He didn't even know that there could be multiple. And his curiosity is overall getting the better of him. He's just waiting down the class, but shortly before class ends, Bakura is called in by the principal of the school. He walks over and asks Bakura to come walk with them. Yugi a little bummed, hoping to see Bakura later on, but for the rest of the day, Bakura does go missing. After school, the gang does all head down to their local event, where there is a Duel Monsters locals event happening. And the group does pretty much as well as you would expect them to do. Yugi goes undefeated, playing against a couple of the casual local players. Taya actually faces off against Yugi and loses. And Joey gets creamed by literally everybody, going completely 0-4. The group was in such a rush, Yugi never really got a chance to take a look at Joey's deck. Joey seemed pretty excited and wanted to show it off and said that he felt like he built the best Duel Monsters deck that he could possibly do it. And as Yugi offers to take a look at it, his eyes start to get a little disappointed. Joey, your deck is just filled with monster cards. There's a few spells and traps, but barely anything in here. And Joey just replying with well, yeah, I put like every butt-kicking monster I could possibly do into this deck. Everything I could find went into it. But Joey, this isn't how the game works. You need spells, you need traps, you need things to support these monsters. There's nobody can win with a deck like this. Joey begins to beg, asking for some more guidance, some hands-on training, help him build a deck, help him learn how this game plays. He really enjoys it, but he wants to be good at this game, and I feel like a lot of us can really relate to that. There are times where people will struggle and they want to learn. Joey is really emphasizing, like, hold on, I'm something's not clicking with this game with me yet. How do I get better at this? I want to be better at this. Yugi, help me. Yugi is like, we've been playing, we've been doing this, Joey. Like, I think you need an expert opinion. Let me talk to my grandpa. Let me see if I can get him to teach you because I feel like he's one of the better teachers to really showcase this game, and nobody really knows this game better than him. After the league, some of the people around cheer up and cheer for Yugi, saying, "Good job, good, great games." They begin walking home and eventually find themselves back at the game shop where they do see Solomon kind of sweeping up the shop. Joey then begs Solomon, "Please, I need help. Please teach me, take me on as a student, help me be better at this game. I just had the worst experience over at my locals." Grandpa smiling at this and willing to exploit this a little bit for some free labor. Of course I'll help you, Joey. First things first, help me clean my shop. And so they go at it. Joey thinks of this as some kind of Mr. Miyagi sensei thing and takes everything Solomon has at heart. But it's after a few hours, he's like, wait, what's this have to do with duel monsters? And Solomon just calmly admits, oh, nothing. I just needed help with my shop. Now we'll talk about it. He pulls Joey off aside, sets up a table, sets up a display, and they start to go over every bit of the game. He really breaks down how to play this game well. He talks about how the monster synergies work, what kind of decks that Joey really wants to do. He notices that, hey, you like these stronger monsters. Let me figure out a good way to help you utilize these. He teaches him about staple cards. He teaches them what is needed to make an efficient deck. You need draw. You need consistency. You need spells and traps that are going to support each other. For some reason, this seems to get through with Yugi, and over the next week or so, coming into the shop every day, helping Solomon clean, taking some lessons. Solomon trades his time for some work, and Joey consistently starts to improve. About a week goes by, and eventually the group knows that the regional championship is on television. It's going to be televised. Thanks to Kaiba Corp's new technology, they felt like they can make it more of a spectacle, and they decided to televise it live. The group all sees this as a great opportunity to really see what Duel Monsters is going to become. And Grandpa takes this as a learning opportunity for Joey. He encourages him, please watch these duels. Watch how some of the better players in the world stack up against each other. Watch how they play and how they think. The results of the regionals was coming down to Weevil Underwood and Rex Raptor, a insect duelist versus a dinosaur duelist. Thanks to Weevil's plays, Joey starts to really understand the importance of equipment cards. As Weevil goes in, his insects are consistently underpowered, but with the help of the well-placed equipment cards, with the help of perfect traps timing, he's able to take down the big dinosaurs, showing that the little bugs can take on the big monsters if you play your cards well. The group is blown away by the VR tech that Kaiba Corp has presented, and they start to think that they haven't seen Kaiba at school for a while now, not since Yugi has defeated him. The host of the event, the leader of Industrial Illusions, the creator of Duel Monsters, Maximilian Pegasus, appears on screen to personally congratulate and hand over a trophy along with a massive prize pool to Weevil Underwood. Joey's eyes light up on this, and looking at the prize money that has been handed over to this champion, he's more motivated than ever. Tristan eyes kind of glimmer a little bit. I'm like, he won that much for a card game? Like, how much was this game sponsored? That is crazy. After some time in the spotlight, Pegasus does step aside. He pulls over to the camera. Now, you guys have seen the first glimpse of what our new technology can do, and this partnership with Kaiba Corp is only the first step. I am hosting a massive invite-only tournament located at Duelist Kingdom, my home island. During this time, only the best players are going to be invited into this competition. They will need to survive on this island. They will need to master their strategies. Everything that they do on this island will be recorded for our entertainment. I hope that you'll join us in this world-changing event. This will be the biggest card tournament of your life. I am also offering a $1 million prize pool for this tournament specifically, free of charge to the invited duelists. Each of the players will receive a dual gauntlet with 2 star chips. The goal is to earn 10 star chips so that way they have the right to challenge me in the top 8 finale. The winner of our top 8 will walk away with a $1 million prize and have the right to challenge me for anything. They're welcome to wish for anything, and if it is in my power to do so, I will grant them that wish. And I want to extend a special invite to the player who has defeated the world champion, Yugimoto. I look forward to seeing you compete on my island, and hopefully sooner in person. He kind of smiles, winks at the camera, before a doorbell rings, and a representative from Industrial Illusions, holding a box specifically for Yugimoto, a dual gauntlet with 2 cards. But that's not all. Inside of that box was a VHS tape, which, by the way, for the people who don't know what a VHS tape, it was before DVDs. For those who don't know what DVDs are, those were before Blu-ray. Before Blu-ray, it was before Netflix. So, okay, we're dating ourselves. Go watch the original anime. They used a VHS. I'm not updating that. The group goes and grabs the tape, plugs into their VHS player, and comes across it's Pegasus offering the personal invite. He says, it's like, well, I told you I'd want to play with you sooner than later. And I think that we should have a duel right here, right now. The group, confused by this. What, he wants us to play a videotape? What's this? Madness? No. This is magic, my friends. And everybody but Yugi, frozen in place. They are transported into the Shadow Realm. Yugi calmly but affirmatively sees Pegasus in the distance, the arena itself shrouded in shadows. What have you done to them? What's going on? What do you want? Oh, my boy. He demands so many answers. He casually faces in, and he walks up to him. Well, I've done nothing to them. I've simply brought him here to play for us to play a little game, and I kind of need you to be at your best. You've done this just for us to play a game? Yes, my boy. You see, I want your puzzle. But you've barely unlocked its power, from what I've seen. And right now, you're just an amateur holding a relic that's far beyond your understanding. I can't take it from you. Well, not yet. Not until you've grown stronger. Not until I've broken you at your very best. Only then will your puzzle truly be mine. Pharaoh kind of starts to start. You, and what if I refuse? Pegasus starts to smirk, and he points out into the shadow as a timer begins counting down. Refuse and see what happens when 20 minutes is out. Yugi's deck starts to materialize right before him. He has no choice. He starts to see the clock starting to tick down, and he has a moment to react, but not long. He draws his cards, knowing that he has no idea where he's at, and it seems like the only thing that he can do is duel. The duel begins, and right away the shadows in the arena start creeping across the floor, swallowing everything. Yugi can't see where he's standing anymore. The darkness starts to wrap around him. It's heavy, it's suffocating, and with every breath he takes, it's like his strength is slowly being drained away. And yet, this feels kind of familiar. Somehow. Yugi knows this. He's walked this path before. He's fought in this darkness before, and quickly a memory starts to stir, a little bit of a flash of his past, but he doesn't have time to really invest in it. He keeps looking down the timer. 37, 38, 37, 36, 35. Counting down is hard. But Pegasus doesn't rush. He leisurely slides a card onto the field, savoring the moment. I'll place one monster in defense position, and I'll set 2 cards face down. That should be more enough now, Yugi boy. His words hang in the air. The shadows themselves start to repeat. Your move, your move, your move. Yugi steadies his hand, forcing himself to focus as the clock ticks down past 1842. He can't let the pressure rattle him. He needs to end this quickly, he thinks. If this is a shadow game, every second matters. My best chance is to summon a strong monster now and just push through. He looks at his hand. The best monster in his hand is currently the Winged Dragon, so he plays that card onto the field. Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress. And the dragon bursts through the card in a flare of blue light. But this isn't as similar like the duel against Kaiba. This didn't feel like a hologram. Yugi starts to approach the monster, and he reaches out, touching it. The monster reacts, looking back at him. Yugi feeling the actual scales of this dragon. Shocked a little bit. He doesn't have time to think. This isn't a projection, though. Where are we? Like, Pegasus wagging his finger. My, so many questions. And the timer's ticking, Yugi boy. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And Yugi knows he's right. Yugi attacks his face down card. The dragon unleashes a torrent of flame and engulfs Pegasus monster, at least at first. But then when the smoke is cleared, a giant rat appears from there. Its teeth barbed and hardly scratched. The winged dragon staggers back, and Yugi's life points drop by 50 life points. Oh, Yugi boy, did you think it would be so simple? He grits his teeth. He knows Pegasus is toying with him. He doesn't have the defense he needs, so he thinks. He looks at his hand. Not much available right now. He knows what can come in with a giant rat. All right. I know I can't stop him from attacking, and when that card dies... Ugh, this isn't good. I don't have anything now. Let me set this card face down. Hopefully he'll think it's a trap. I'll set one card face down, he declares, sliding it onto the field, and then I'll activate Heart of the Underdog, and that'll end my turn. Pegasus chuckles. A bluff? Yugi boy, I expected better. You and I both know that face down is nothing but smoke and mirrors. I thought you were an honorable duelist. You're here trying to play tricks. You're the one without honor, Pegasus. Whatever this is, a trick, illusion, or nightmare, you won't defeat me. Not with my friends counting on me. Oh, I do love your fire, Yugi boy. But I assure you this is no dream. No, it's very much a nightmare. And with that, I switch my giant rat into attack position, and then I'll summon Crass Clown. The field twists as the monster erupts into being, cackling now its evil clown laugh. Now, my rat, attack! As he lunges at Yugi's dragon. And before Yugi can react, Pegasus explains that, with sinister glee, both monsters are now going to be destroyed, and when my rat is destroyed by battle, I can summon another Earth monster with 1,500 attack points from my deck. So I'll call forth Dream Clown. Second clown stumbles onto the field, laughter ringing in Yugi's ears. His dragon is gone and his defenses are now wide open. And since your field is clear, other than your bluff, I think it's only fair that I attack you directly. Both of my clowns will now strike you down. As the two jesters charge forward, they strike at Yugi's life points. The pain feels unbearable. This is not a hologram. He felt the impact of these strikes. He looks down, feels a little bit of the scratches onto it. He feels blood coming off from this. This is a real danger, and he quickly realizes it. Oh, I hope that wasn't too deep, my Yugi boy. Now, the pain in this world does feel pretty realistic, but I assure you, you are perfectly safe with me. Yugi's life points drop 5,400 versus Pegasus at 8,000. Not only that, the clock continues to tick down. 1542, 1541. Yugi draws his card, his hand slightly trembling, a little bit in pain, but his eyes want it. It's an Exodia piece. He holds it up, letting Pegasus see. Another piece. If I can just hold on long enough. I have drawn the right leg of Exodia. I reveal it thanks to the Heart of the Underdog and draw again. And he draws, and this time it's a monster reborn. Perfect! Another chance if one of my monsters falls. But those clowns, I need to deal with them. Their effects are dangerous. Whenever they change battle position, something happens to my monsters. And it's not good. I will summon Ancient Elf here in attack mode. And then I will enter my battle phase and attack your Dream Clown. The elf starts to move in, its staff glowing, about to strike. But before he does, no, my Yugi boy, I reveal my trap card, Gravity Bind. And as he is mid-attack, he plummets down, dropping to all fours onto the field. He can't get up. No! That means my elf can't attack. Indeed! Any monster level 4 or higher is bound in place, helpless prey for my clowns to toy with. He knows what this means. Dream Clown's effect next turn. His elf will be destroyed next turn, and there's nothing he can do. Pegasus takes his chance to lean in with his words as it softens, almost conspiratorial. You know, Yugi, there's a reason why I'm so good at this game. Yugi quickly snaps back. Of course you are. You're its creator. I'd expect you to be. Pegasus starts to shake his head. Oh no, my boy. I may have given up this game its more modern flair, but its roots, they are much, much older. You see, this game was born in ancient times. Its remnants can be found in the tombs of Egypt. He stiffens, and shadows around him start to kind of surround this. They start to grow a little heavier. Something about the word Egypt pierces through it. Pegasus smiles a little bit wider. He's just keeping mocking. Don't tell me you haven't realized it. You were there after all. What do you mean I was there? He leans forward. Just, his voice is almost like a sing-along. Like, come now, Yugi boy. Do you really not see? You're two souls, two beings trapped in one vessel. One of you, a poor, innocent young man. The other, a deep and evil presence. Taken aback, Pharaoh, just like, I am nothing like that. You are getting this all wrong, Pegasus, and I will show you that my heart is pure. He laughs back. Tell me, how many souls have you locked away in this very arena? I have no idea what you're talking about, Pegasus, and stop wasting time. Wasting time? Oh no, I'm simply giving you a history lesson. He gestures grandly as the arena is filling up. He starts to see visions of ancient Egypt, and Yugi is overwhelmed by these visions. He's taken aback and he shakes it off. He's like, I can't think about this right now. I need to save them. Long ago, pharaohs and sorcerers, they clashed in these very games, summoning monsters to wage war for power and wealth, and when one lost, their very soul was sacrificed to the monsters. Some of them even became new creatures, born of torment and pain. And that little trinket of yours, that puzzle, well, it's the key of it all. This kind of refocuses Yugi again. My puzzle. Yes! And if I'm to claim its power, I'll need you to do more than stumble through these turns. I need you to unlock its true potential. And Yugi fires back. If you think I'm holding back, you're wrong. I promise you, Pegasus, I am fighting with everything I have. He claps his hands. Good. Then let us continue, Yugi boy. The shadows demand more entertainment. As he speaks, Yugi glances at the timer, realizing that this conversation has stolen some precious minutes, and the digits glow menacingly. 12 minutes remaining. Yugi's turn ends, and the shadows closer begin to circle around him. His life force has been drained. His life points are down, and he's in a bad spot. His elf is bound to the gravity bond. His Exodia pieces are incomplete. 1158, 1157. Pegasus casually draws his next card, smiling through the duel where he feels like it's already decided. Well now, your big ol' elf is a bit too strong for me, Yugi boy. So, let's have Crass Clown take a bow in defense mode. But then, Pegasus' grin sharpens. Oh, but wait! I have this card. Another clown wants to join the show. Come, my long Ryukushin clown. And the gesture erupts onto the field, its grotesque mask grinning from the shadows. Pegasus claps his hand lightly. And when he steps onto the stage, I can change the battle position of one of my monsters. And since he's surrounded by his clown brothers, why should Class Clown cower in defense? Let's switch him back to attack mode. And that, my dear Yugi, oh, that triggers his effect. Say goodbye to your ancient elf as he returns to your hand. The elf vanishes back and teleports back into Yugi's hand. But Pegasus, he leans forward. Oh, don't pout. You've got 2 Exodia pieces in your hand, don't you? I only revealed one. How could you know? Oh, don't look so shocked. Call it a lucky guess. But I think it's time that we stop that little strategy before it gets out of hand. I can't have you lucking into a victory, my boy. I activate card destruction. And the shadows start to swirl around as both duelists, their hands disappear, flying away from themselves as new cards are drawn by both players. How could he have possibly known this? Yugi starts to draw his replacement cards. He looks down at the new cards and he sees Dark Hole. Okay, like with this, I could wipe out his entire field clean. I just have to wait till my turn and then I'll have a bit of a clean slate. But Pegasus interrupts. Oh, if it were only that simple! I know what you just draw. That Dark Hole won't ever see the light of play. I activate Mind Crush! And Yugi's eyes flash away. There's no way you can know that. You are cheating. Pegasus tilts his head mockingly. Cheating? My boy, are you going to call a judge? These shadows don't care how we play. They only recognize winners and losers. And right now, your eternal soul is the prize of the victor. And if you're not doing everything in your power to keep it, well, that's a much bigger problem, isn't it? You should be using every bit of resources you have to your disposal. So unlock your true power, Yugi. Darkhold shatters from Yugi's hands and begins to be ripped away. Pegasus laughs back. Now, I can only attack with any monster under 3 stars, so you'll get off a little easier today. Now both my clowns will strike at you. Crass Clown, you stay back. You did great. As the both clowns strike, Yugi's life points plummet 3,400. And with that, I'm going to set one more card face down. And they end my turn. Yugi steadies himself. He is now in deep trouble. His hand isn't the worst right now, but there's only a few options. The Gravity Bind does kind of limit his opportunity. Pegasus has already gotten rid of his Exodia play, so he has to fall back on plan B, and that is to strike at his life points directly. But a lot of his monsters are 4 stars or higher. There's only a few monsters that he could really play, and even if he does summon another 3-star monster, it's not strong enough to take out the clowns. He draws, now fully determined. Fine, if you're not going to be playing fair, then I won't hold back either. He puts his hand on his deck, willing a monster to his field. I draw Celtic Guardian, drawing into the card, but he knows it's not quite enough. And because of Underdog, I am now able to draw another card. And so I draw. Graceful Charity appears from his hands. And now I will activate Graceful Charity to draw 3 more cards, allowing me to discard 2. He dumps 2 pieces of Exodia, now dead cards in his hand. Would have had 4 pieces. He could have been close, but Pegasus has ripped those cards away. And so Exodia goes to the discard pile, unable to be played. Yugi, with a sigh of relief, wills the card he needed, Remove Trap, from his opening hand. He quickly slams it down, not trying to allow Pegasus to do any cheeky plays that he may have. He knows there's a face down card. Pegasus accepts this. I activate Remove Trap. Your Gravity Bind is now destroyed. And with this, I summon Celtic Guardian, attack Dream Clown, and end this nightmare. He now charges across the battlefield. And as he's about to strike down this jester, oh no, my Gravity Bind is gone. Whatever shall I do without such a powerful trap card? Oh, I know, I'll just play this one instead. And he flips it over, his other face down, Ordeal of the Traveler. Now, every time one of your monsters attacks, I'll call a type of a card. A monster, a spell, or a trap. And if I'm right, your monster gets bounced right back to your hand. And judging from your grip, I would say, he closes his eyes, hands drawn out. The card on your far left, it's a monster, right? Yugi, forced to reveal it. He sees it's a Karibo. Oh, don't worry. You can stall just a little bit longer. That timer, though, it really isn't your friend's. Already about 12 minutes has gone by. 8:42, 8:41. Tick tock, tick tock. And when it hits 0, whoever has the most life points wins. That seems fair, doesn't it, Yugi? You can't hide behind walls forever. Not even behind swords of revealing light. His laughter kind of echo through it. He stares down. He, every move, every card, he knows. How can I beat someone who knows everything I'm going to do? Yugi doesn't have a choice. He sees the Swords of Revealing Light in his hand. He looks at the field. He knows that his cards are going to be destroyed next turn. I activate Swords of Revealed Light, and I'll set one card face down. It's your turn, Pegasus. Pegasus draws with a large flourish. Well then, I suppose I'll prepare the stage for my next monster. Let me switch Dream Clown to defense mode, and Yugi snaps his fingers, flipping his trap. Not so fast. I'm going to activate Spellbinding Circle. Your monster is locked down, it cannot attack, and it cannot change battle positions. Oh no! Whatever shall I do? You've stopped my brilliant strategy! If only there were yes! Polymerization! Yugi, knowing what this means, his trap basically baited and useless. I will fuse my two clowns, and they start to swirl together into their bodies morphing into this hellish nightmare. And from their union, Crass Clown and Dream Clown, I summon Bickery Box, a monster far stronger than your little elf guardian. Oh, but don't you worry. Your pesky swords will keep me from crushing you. For now. The timer pulse. 5 minutes remaining. Yugi draws. His mind is racing. Pegasus smirk. Go ahead, Yugi boy. You've got plenty of monsters thanks to Heart of the Underdog. My Ordeal of the Traveler will keep bouncing them back, but let's just admit it. You can't win like this. His eyes narrow. You're right, Pegasus. Like, it seems like you can read my mind. But what happens if I don't know what card I'm playing either? Yugi shuffles his hand, rapidly refusing to look, and raised one card above his head. I summon Sangan, and I'm going to attack Ryokushin Cloud. He draws another card, not looking, holding it up. Monster, spell, or trap, Pegasus. Pegasus confident. We're not going to leave this to chance. Your hand has been filled with monsters this whole time. I don't even need my gift to know what you just raised as a monster. And Pegasus is correct. Yugi does reveal it. It is another monster card. Sangan is forced back. Can't take out the Ryokushin Clown, but there is the Celtic Guardian still on the field. He tries it again. Celtic Guardian, I need you to attack once more. Grabbing another card from his deck, pulls it up, lifting it over his hand. It's a monster, Yugi. Do we have to do this each time? Wrong. He reveals it to show that he has held a Mirror Force in his hand. I knew that I needed some extra cards. And as powerful as this card's on the field, right now, with that Ordeal of Traveler, this card is my greatest hope right here in my hand. The attack goes through. Ryokushin Clown is nothing more but food for the shadows. And for the first time, Pegasus' smirk faltered. Energy ripping through it. The clown cut down. And Yugi ends his turn. Another turn of Swords of Revealing Light enters in. Still, Pegasus draws again. He's a skilled player, but he draws another Mind Crush. Slides it into his hand. And his hand is looking relatively thin now. His resources have started to become exhausted. But Big Box is still in the field and still the strongest monster on the field. He waves his hand lazily. Oh, I'll pass for now. The Swords of Revealing Light. How should I put it? Tiresome. Countdown ticks on. 2 minutes left. Yugi's Heart of the Underdog floods his hand with monsters. Almost too many. Once felt like an advantage, now feels like a trap. Every draw makes it harder to sneak a spell through Pegasus' mind games, but he knows that he needs to find answers. He breathes deep. Think, Yugi, think. With Celtic Guardian on the field, he makes a choice. And he has to sacrifice the Celtic Guardian for the Summon Skull. And there's the gamble. Summon Skull could destroy Bickery Box, but it could also leave him open. There's only one more turn of swords on the field, but the attack needs to go through. Pegasus grin. As Summon Skull goes in for the attack. Pegasus grins. A monster. There's no way it's not. And Yugi flips the card to reveal Soul Exchange. Not a monster at all. The attack lands and Bickery Box shatters. And Pegasus takes his first life point damage for the entire duel. Yugi 34, Pegasus 78. The crowd, if there was one, they would have been excited. He kind of hears his friends cheering in his own mind. Maybe it's a bit of the madness. Maybe it's echoes of the past, but in the Shadow Realm, he hears them. Pegasus infuriated, he draws his card, but quickly smiles. Ah, my cute little blade rabbit. I'll summon this to the field. And, Yugi boy, it seems I've been setting up something from the very beginning. You see, in my graveyard, I had to discard with that card destruction, AD Changer. I think it's time I put him in for use. And I'll activate his effect. From the graveyard, I will banish AD Changer. And that forces my cute little rabbit into defense mode. And like my clowns that you have meanfully slayed before, now I can destroy a face-up monster on the field, and your summoned skull is destroyed. Yugi's upset by this, and Pegasus sees it. Oh, and you worked so hard to keep him on the field. If he was able to attack again directly, my poor little rabbit would not have stood a chance, and my life points could have even dripped further. Oh, Yugi, what will you do? Time is running out. You won't have much more of a turn. Yugi, ignoring it, quickly draws. He quickly shows that he has drawn a Curse of Dragon. He then instantly grabs the second card as quick as he can with only 30 seconds remaining. Drawing Snatch Steal, he instantly plays it on the field. I'll take control of your rabbit. And quickly, I'm going to sacrifice it, play my Curse of Dragon. Now, attack! Same strategy, grabbing a card from his hand, from his pile. Lifts it up, not looking at it. Monster. He flips over, and it is a monster. He painfully reveals it. Curse of Dragon, returning back to his hand because of Ordeal of Traveler. The attack fizzles. The clock bleeds down. 20 seconds. 15. Yugi's out of time. Pegasus draws his next card. He sees that it's a trap, but not a very good one. It would have been a dead draw if he had to play it and Yugi had some monsters in the field. He would have taken some big life point damage next turn. Assuming that Yugi drew some more spells and was able to stop the ordeal, or go through with the ordeal. It seems like you possibly could have started to turn the game around with a little luck, Yugi boy. Unfortunately, time starts ticking. So close. Even if you had landed that last strike, though, there's no way you would have been able to cut through my life points in one turn. The timer was always your true opponent, Yugi, and it seems like you've lost. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pegasus steps forward. His Millennium Eye starts to glow. But don't pout, Yugi boy. I'll spare your soul. You're just far too valuable, and I need you to unlock your real power for that puzzle. He looks around the room. The shadows start to come through. But your grandfather? That's a different story. Between you and that frail old man, well, don't think I'm anything but merciful. You're much more valuable to me. The shadows arise, and Yugi turns back to see Solomon. He starts to run, trying to rush to him. The distance never gets closer. The shadows drag Solomon out into the Shadow Realm. Yugi can't keep up. Grandpa! Grandpa! It's you or him, Yugi boy. And I'm choosing you. Keeps yelling, Yugi ignoring Pegasus. Grandpa! Grandpa, what have you done to him? Don't you worry, Yugi. You'll have your chance to win him back at my tournament. Don't be late. And then, silence. And Yugi quickly wakes up, realizing he's back in the living room. He rushes to the TV, starts banging his hands against it. Grandpa! Grandpa! He turns around, looks around, and sees his lifeless body. He's unconscious. He's not waking up. He shakes him. Grandpa, wake up! Pegasus! Give him back! Give him back! The others start to awake. They don't quite realize what's going on. And that ends this episode. So, that was episode 2. What did you think? I really liked the clown duel. I think that kind of showing off clown control is a little bit of a flashback to the past. I think is really cool. I think it fits Pegasus's character quite well. He's toying around with Yugi. Why not use some clowns? It's also a really good way to kind of honor some of the old archetypes in a way. Getting to see an early deck of clown control, I thought would be really cool. Seeing that as early as episode 2. So I like it. I think it fits Pegasus really nicely. I think it fits the shadow theme quite a bit as well. Obviously, I had to throw in some more modern cards to kind of make the duel make sense, but I don't feel like any of the card effects were super overpowered for early Yu-Gi-Oh. They were all very situational. And I think the battle shows that Yugi could have possibly turned the duel around. He figured out a strategy, but it was just a little bit too late, and the timer was ultimately what defeated him, just like it was in the show. But I think it'd be nice to see Yugi lose early on to set up that establishment, and like lose because like I think any player would be like, yeah, within a turn or two, like Yugi probably could have turned the match around. He just had to keep drawing some spells and have the chances be on his favor. The clowns, everything, Pegasus's main strategy has been dismantled. So Pegasus drew a dead draw, and sometimes just having a pass is all it needs. So there's a mindset of Pegasus clearly won the duel, but Yugi could have turned it around pretty well. So like I think it lets us into this good limbo, whereas it doesn't make it seem like Yugi was going to defeat the big bad villain so clearly in episode 2. Um, but it shows that Yugi was a great duelist who could have turned it around. He just needed a little bit more time. He had field control, he had hand control, but Ordeal of the Traveler was just stalling, and that's what Pegasus was just trying to do. So now we've also introduced Bakura, which I feel like is really important because the first time you see him, he's on the boat. It's like, oh, it's Bakura from school. Duh. Like, why didn't like you guys should know Bakura from school? Now, when we see Bakura later, it'll make a little bit more sense. And I want to give Bakura a bit more of a duelist thing. I want him to be like, oh yeah, I was one of the best players in London before I transferred. I earned my invite over there. What are you guys doing here? Like, let them kind of give them a reason why they are together, like on this boat. Like, give them a reason to talk to each other. Give them a reason to be in the same crew. And I like the fact that Bakura can be a duelist. We can introduce him later on into the episode. Like, I'll have him still show up on the boat scene so that way they can know, wait, Bakura is here. But I think it'd be really cool to have Bakura show up full starships, making him an actual competitor. One other big change I did is I want the Duelist Kingdom arc to have a top 8 finish. I want 8 contestants in the match. Make it feel like a real tournament because like it's a $5 million tournament. We're saying we're doing top 4 from winning starships around the arena. I also don't think the math lines up very well. Like with it's roughly around 60 players, but only 4 of them get 10 starships. I don't think that works out well. That doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know. I'll have to do the math. I'm curious. Yeah, if I did this right, 64 players times 10 starships. That means that is a top 8 finish. Yeah, so that should work. I think if I did that math right. I don't know. Now you can still have eliminators going around and so on if we really want, but I might change that a little bit to make it make a little bit more sense because I think that's how like the starships focus. Because if they did invite like 64 people, then maybe the eliminators are going in. But also the animation doesn't really match that logic as well. So there's some gray room, but ultimately I want a top 8 in the final tournament bracket because no good anime goes without a tournament series. Like I love tournament arcs, but that's going to wrap up this video. Again, I will keep going as long as you guys keep liking. I got a decent amount of likes on the first one, so I didn't quite hit my goal before I started recording this one, but honestly, I just had some fun writing with it, and I wanted to continue, and honestly, I wanted to kind of make this duel and see how well I could do it. So I was really excited with that. But if you want to see it continue, please continue to like, please continue to subscribe. Episode 2s, 3s, 4s do not ever do nearly as good as episode 1s. So if you do like this content, please let me know so that way I don't just waste my time and make stuff that nobody wants to see. So like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out.